Denver, Colorado. I am sitting at the airport right now. Figure while I'm waiting, might as well get this show in. And what I want to talk about basically is, as you guys have heard, the WLC has been delayed even further, all because Ito Benbizi and his Itoites wanted to take a shortcut and not do the EIR right. And because they didn't want to do that right, this corporation and this person decided to split the city up in emotions and ranges. Do you guys realize half of the city of Moreno Valley and some of Riverside would not have been engaged in the 4 or 5 years of arguing and decisiveness if the EIR was done right the first time? And the reason you do the EIR is for the simple fact to see if anybody's health is affected or the environment is affected. But all you have to do is say jobs, 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 and nobody cares about their health or the long-term effects of their health. And then by then it's too late. You cannot tell me 14,000 additional trucks is not going to affect your health with all of the trucks and the pollution we have in Southern California as it is, much less Warehouse Valley. You can't tell me that. So recently, a Riverside judge sided with the environmentalists and everybody that stood up for what was right, because all we were asking for is that you not circumvent CEQA, which was put there to protect the residents and the citizens. Do the CEQA right. Do you guys realize Ito has spent more money going around and manipulating and buying elections and buying politicians than as if he had done it right the first time? There's one thing my mom and my parents used to tell me, my aunts and uncles used to tell me all the time growing up. Do it right the first time so you don't have to come back and do it again a second time, third time, and fourth time. Half of the people involved in this rebellion against Emperor Ito is rebelling because the EIR wasn't done. If the EIR was done properly and it said there's going to be no effects and everything's going to be fine, a majority of those people I believe would have been fine with it. But it's the manipulation and the buying of our elections and just the outright disregard for us as human beings is what Highland Fairview and these corporations have. They have nothing but contempt for the very people that have to work these minimum wage slave jobs. And I didn't want anybody to go and think that, oh, I have nothing to say about it, I have no opinion about it. My biggest problem with what was going on was the circumvention of the rules and the regulations that were put in place to protect the citizens. Now, all this recall stuff and all this other stuff, this has nothing to do with the WLC, even though the people that are being recalled, criminal Victoria Baca, has been bought and paid for by Ito Benbizi. That's a fact. There's no going around that. So her fate lies in her fate. So Victoria Baca knows, just like everybody else knows, if her name gets placed on that recall ballot, she's a goner. So that is why you're seeing a bunch of her false propaganda being put out, because she knows she is so unpopular. She is such a liar. She has done nothing in this district in 2 years after coming back on the seat. And she's scared because she knows she's going to get bumped. But the question you got to ask yourself, she's going to get bumped for who? Do not fool yourselves into thinking that getting rid of Victoria Baca is going to solve the problem, because we brought in LaDonna Jimson, who was backed by the Democratic Party of Moreno Valley, in the end. And then even when she got it, she affirmed the WLC anyway. So what was the whole point of that? Can anybody explain to me what was the point of her running for the seat if she was going to do Ito's bidding regardless of what was going on? and she's going to spin it and say, oh, I didn't do that, whatever. You affirmed it. You should not have voted anything that had to do with Highland Fairview. Take a stand. And 2 years later, and Victoria Baca walked right back on that seat. And that's a damn shame. But out here in Las Vegas, not Las Vegas, I'm sorry. Gosh, I'm out here in Denver. It is cold. There is snow on the ground. It's a big hub in the middle of nowhere. Everything is flat here, so it's a different ball game. You have the Air Force Academy here in Colorado. You have Peterson Air Force Base. I used to go there a lot. I like visiting here. I couldn't live here. It's too flat, but it's a nice little place. People are very, very friendly. You got all the cultures here. It's a nice little visit. Like I said, I'm on my way to Atlanta. I was invited to a cancer recovery party, and we're going to be celebrating breast cancer and the survivors of breast cancer, and it's going to be a great event. I'm very honored to have been invited to go, and I'm going to go and show my support, because for some reason people think that I just have it out against black women and women in general, and I can understand why people would think that, but that's not it. Okay, I love women, and people that know me know I love women. But you got to realize I'm an old school throwback. I'm not with the woman agenda. I don't believe in feminism. I don't believe in that. I'm a real man. I'm a man's man. And I am who I am, and that's how it's going to be. I'm not a dictator. Ike Turner. Some people like him, some people don't. I like the guy. He's musically he was great. I don't believe everything that was said in the book Tina Turner wrote, What's Love Got to Do with It. You can't break your jaw and then go out there and sing. That just doesn't happen. So I think there was exaggerations from the movie, but every relationship has its problems. So I'm not going to say he was a perfect guy. Show me somebody who is. But I am one of those guys that will point out my people. And a lot of people say, well, you just keep talking about black women. What the hell else am I supposed to talk about? I'm not white. I'm not Hispanic. I'm not Asian. I'm going to call out my people for what they're doing. And, just like they call me out for what I'm doing, which is fine. I don't have a problem call me out, But the question is, are you right? And that's what you got to think about. So, please, everybody, don't rest on your laurels on this win. It is not over. I was very offended when a quote from Ito in the Press Enterprise says, well, now we have guidance. What the hell are you talking about? This is a man who paid for a referendum to go around CEQA. Obviously, he didn't want any guidance because the CEQA gives you the guidance. And I think what it is he knew that this project is not going to pass CEQA. And it's a damn shame. So please do not sit on your laurels. Do not sit because this is a small win. We've taken a lot of losses. This is just one battle in a war. If you want to win this war, the only way to win it is to get Ito and his Itoites out of Moreno Valley, out of the Inland Empire. That's the only way you're going to win this. And speaking of Idiot Gutierrez, Criminal Baca, Kid Craveras, recommendations for the Planning Commission has come out. For those that don't know, a lot of these positions now require a background check. And, Rafael Gregaris, a lot of the Itoites now are not as vocal for these positions because it requires a background check. And that background check, and I hate to toot my own horn, was because of a person like me. I was going to sue the city when I was not even invited to an interview, and yet somebody with way less credentials was. And then I was re-invited and I turned it down. And that's what was going on with that. And now we have background checks on these positions, because I think that there should be a minimum qualification. You just can't come in there and be like, well, I have a criminal background and I was a rapist and stuff, and you're on the school board. A la Evan Moron. And by the way, with Evan Moron, I will be meeting with the superintendent and those people about Evan Moron again. Again, here's a person who believes in forcible rape. He believes in illegal street racing, can't pay his dues on his tickets all over, and he's on the school board, and he's dealing with your children. And I'm going to have to meet with the school board again because he is online cyberbullying and using fake profiles. This is the guy that is on the school board. These are things that we tell these children not to do, but he's doing it. So we're going to, I'll give you an update on that a little bit later. But the list of what they're going to do is going down. Please, everybody, do not rest on your laurels. This war is not over. There is a bigger agenda here. Please do not be fooled by these people that you see that you think that are on your side. I didn't know LaDonna Jimson was a bank robber. Had no clue. But it was dug up. Do your homework is what I'm asking you. The recall's coming up in my district. Am I going to run? Absolutely not. I think I serve the community a little bit better by doing what I'm doing. And I'm going to continue to do what I do by getting the information out there and giving it to you guys, you know, in its rawest form. So it's a win, but it's a small win. We still have a lot of work to do. Election is coming up. Vet these candidates. Some of these candidates are wolves in sheep's clothing. They look good, they sound good, but they may not be good. In the Press Enterprise today, Jeffrey Gaiba says he will not seek re-election, but he's looking into running for mayor. Jeffrey Gaiba is a veteran, and he's a good friend of mine. And I'm going to tell you this, Jeffrey Gaiba took $250,000 from Highland Fairview and also voted to affirm the WLC and to approve it. That's what he was put there for. He's been fighting Ito. They had a falling out, whatever. He's trying to be his own man. I applaud him for that. But for the mere fact that he was willing to take that money to be elected makes him suspect. Doesn't make him a bad guy. It just makes him suspect. I, you know, you could be my mama and my daddy, and if you did that, you wouldn't get my vote at that point. Integrity is everything. Honesty and integrity should mean something. Can honest people be led astray? Absolutely. That doesn't mean I'm going to give you a pass. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on... No, I'm sorry. How does it go? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And that's how I roll with that. But you guys, a lot more stuff is coming down the pipe. The Edgemont water problem. They are down to one pump that has been there since 1930-something. Once that pump goes out, guess who has to bail them out? The taxpayer. And Moreno Valley is going to have to step in because it is Moreno Valley's jurisdiction to do such. So that's going to be a problem. So you guys look out for that. I'm Donovan Sadiq, and again, I'm in Denver on my way to Atlanta, and I'm telling you, we are not finished, and I'm not finished. Stand by for more information and more stuff as it goes by. You guys get a chance to get out. Get out. It's beautiful out here. The air is so clean that my nose is running. I'm used to diesel particulates going through my nostrils and into my lungs and giving me cancer. That's how Inland Empire people roll. You guys be safe out there. I'm going to give you guys another update in a couple of hours, and we'll see you then. Please check out my Facebook page, Inland Empire Informer, Twitter, Inland Empire Informer, News from the Edgemont. I'm giving you guys everything I can give you. You guys be safe, stay blessed.